Hey everybody, I'm Max Scoville, and on today's fix, a PS5 update beta adds some awesome new features, including SSD support. Alienware has a PC so powerful it's illegal in 6 US states. Plus, new areas and critters are coming to Pokemon Snap for you to take creepy photos of from a distance without their permission, like that creepazoid that you are. Yeah, I said it. Quick, roll the intro before they think of a comeback. The PlayStation 5 is undergoing a major update for beta users that adds a ton of new features which will hopefully become available for everyone sooner than later. For starters, the cutting-edge 3D audio the PS5 has been boasting about can now be experienced through speakers instead of just in headphones. The microphone on the DualSense can be used to analyze the acoustics of the room you're in, and the PS5 does the math to make the best of your setup, so even if you don't have a full-blown surround sound system, it'll theoretically do something really cool with how video game noises sound when they come out of the PlayStation. I think it sounds cool. There's also a bunch of news for trophy collectors. A new trophy tracker feature is being added that allows you to select up to 5 trophies you're trying to earn, which can then be displayed on screen to show your progress, so basically like a little to-do list that checks things off in real time. To track trophies, you just select the ones you're after from the game's trophy list and choose track. Speaking of trophy lists, they are now organized vertically like they were on PS4, you know, like a list instead of the bonehead horizontal arrangement like you were flipping through slides in a PowerPoint presentation. I don't even hunt for trophies, and that choice annoyed me. Thankfully, they're fixing it. Some other minor tweaks to UI include clearer labeling of PS5 and PS4 versions of the same game, your currently installed games popping up first in the library, and some changes to GameBase which will make it easier to get into chats and whatnot. The most exciting addition, however, looks to be support for third-party solid-state drives. If by some wild, crazy stretch of the imagination you've already managed to fill up the 667 gigs of usable internal storage on your PS5, like, I don't know, by installing more than 5 games, good news, because now you'll be able to increase the storage up to 4 terabytes by hooking up select M.2 SSDs, provided they meet the criteria. The drive has got to be a PCIe Gen 4 NVMe drive, and Sony recommends a read speed of 5,500 megabytes per second or faster. Sony says it'll also require a heatsink to keep the drive from getting so hot and bothered doing all that blazing fast next-gen gaming, but the heatsink must be no more than 11.25 millimeters tall. Finally, the SSD must cut down the tallest tree in the forest using nothing but a herring. Okay, that part's a joke, but seriously, before you go out and order a new SSD, be sure you read all the fine print and keep in mind that this feature is still only in beta. That said, it's nice to know that my PS5 can someday grow up to have as much storage as my old PS4 Pro did. Now, speaking of power and hardware and gaming, Dell has canceled a number of orders of Alienware Aurora R10 and R12 gaming rigs and discontinued further distribution to the states of California, Hawaii, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and Vermont. A recently enacted energy efficiency policy has more stringent requirements for power consumption among electronic devices, and a good chunk of the configurations of the R10 and R12 use way too much juice to meet those standards. Anyone trying to order one of these setups to one of the states in question will be met with a disclaimer saying something to the effect of, "No dice, chief." If you're really hellbent on getting one of these big juice hogging bad boys, it's not likely you're going to get busted bringing one across state lines or have the EPA kicking down your door. You're probably just going to see a spike in your power bill, and your friends are going to make fun of you for going way out of your way to just have an inefficient computer. Anecdotally, it is illegal to have nunchucks, shurikens, and ferrets in the state of California, but I've known people in possession of all of those things, and nobody really cared because it's just a stupid thing you have in your room. Actually, it was one guy. He had all those things in his room, and he was kind of weird. Anyway, speaking of funny-smelling, weasel-looking animals, Pokemon Snap is getting a free update on August 3rd that will add 3 brand new areas filled with 20 new Pokemon for you to harass and photograph. The new areas are Yo-Yo River, Karari Wilderness, and the unfortunately named Kakure Loophole. Even better, your vehicle will now be able to shrink down to a tiny little size, allowing you to drive around and get shots of smaller Pokemon that make them look huge and kaiju-sized. And also, you can probably park your car more easily because it is now small. And with that last hacky parking joke, it is time to call it a day. More specifically, this was your Daily Fix for July 29th, 2021. I'm Max Scoville, and if you're looking for something better to watch than an adult man making jokes about shurikens and California Penal Code and Pokemon and parking, check out this month's episode of Biggest Streaming Releases for a look at what shows and movies are dropping this month. It's a trick. I make terrible jokes in that video too. As always, be sure to follow, subscribe, favorite, bookmark, like, share, upvote, and most importantly, be nice to IGN on your platform of choice. We'll see you next time. Have a lovely whatever day of the week it is right now. I don't know. I don't keep track of that anymore. That stopped in 2020.